What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Maya Shanice, aka Natural.M. And if you're new to my channel, what's up? My name is Maya Shanice, aka Natural.M. If you're not new to my channel, welcome back, baby. Period. As you can tell by the title, today I am hitting y'all with the story time. In this story time, I will be telling y'all about the time that I worked a job for 5 days and then I quit that motherfucker. Like, deuces, because they had me fucked up, y'all. But let's go ahead and get started. So this story time happened recent. It literally just happened last year. As y'all know, I recently moved down to a different state. Like, I no longer live in Tennessee. So basically, even though I had a job in Tennessee that I could have transferred from there to here, I honestly didn't want to do that because, one, I've been with that job since I was like 20. Yeah, I was like 20. I'm 26 now, so for like basically going on 6 years. And well, actually it was 5 at the moment, but anyways, I just, I wanted to start off clean, like start off on a clean slate. I'm in a new state. I'm gonna try to do a different job, and plus, like, me personally, I like to expand my resume. Like, I want to try to do different jobs and different things. I don't want to be stuck to doing the same job for the rest of my life. I moved down here last year, and of course I was job searching while I was living in Tennessee, but I also was job searching when I first moved down here. But it was one of those things where I knew it was going to take a moment before I can actually land a job, because I did just move down here. And my thing is, I've been tied to like fast food jobs. Like, those are the most jobs that I work. Like, I've done a retail job before, a babysitting job before, but I mainly done fast food. So, I'm in raggedy ass Indeed looking for jobs, and I come across this one job, and I did see the pay amount before I applied, but it was one of those things where I applied at that job last because one of the pay to the type of job that it was, because I'm like, I really don't want to do nothing food related for real. So, this is the last thing I'm gonna apply to. I applied to the job. I think it had been like a couple of weeks later or like a month later, they end up calling me back for an interview. You're like, hey Maya, saw your application, would like to have an interview. So I'm like, okay, I get a little excited. I'm like, all right, period, interview, even though it's not something that I wanted to do. But a job, in my mindset, a job is a job. I still think that, but after this experience, I'm like, so time goes by, I go to my interview. They're asking the casual questions like about who I am, work history, availability, all that stuff. So one of the questions at the interview is, what's your availability? That's the main question that they ask you. And I specifically said mornings, because I do morning jobs. Like, night shifts, it was never really in my schedule because of stuff I had going on outside of work. So I'm like, morning shift, I had a set schedule in my job at Tennessee, but I was bending it down here because, one, I didn't have those responsibilities anymore that I had in Tennessee, and two, because I'm trying to get a job, bitch. And so they're like, okay. And then the question after that was,
if needed to, would you work a night shift?
Notice how I said a night shift, a as in one, meaning maybe once a week, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, at that time I was like, I could work a night shift, but it was leaning more towards me working during the day, because at the time, when I first moved down here, my car was acting up. I had to get my car fixed, and we only had one car, which is Kel's car, and at the time I could work during the day and he worked at night type shit. And so they're like,
okay, do you have any questions for us, blah blah blah.
I'm like, no. But they start talking about the pay. First of all, y'all, let me tell you what the pay was. This was, even though I already knew what it was from off rip, but I was like, it's okay because you get tips. The pay started off at $7.25. Now me, I was like, a job is a job. But at the same time, it was in the back of my head, bitch, 725, bitch, like, I got responsibilities. Bitch, I pay bills. Like, I have responsibilities. So I was like, yeah. She was like,
but it's okay because you get tips.
and mind you, a lot of times people will be tipping there. So it's like, you know, it will balance out, because it's like you get paid $7.25, but you also get tips. But the thing that pissed me off was they was like,
but you only start getting tips when you're certified.
I'm looking like, well, bitch, how long does it take to get certified? And they're like,
oh, about a month.
I'm sitting here like, Scooby, Shaggy, like, about a month is crazy. And why do you have to be certified to get tips? Like, bitch, I didn't say this at the beginning, but it literally was an ice cream job. So I'm sitting here like, bitch, what? And so I'm like, okay, I guess, you know, interview over. I think it was either a couple of days or a week went by, and then they called me back like,
you know, you got the job, da-da-da.
Which I already knew that I got the job, because the girl basically was like,
you're most likely gonna get the job.
And so I'm like, okay, cool, get the job. She was like, next you know, she was like, okay.
Your orientation is at,
I think it was like 5 or 6. I'm looking like, mind you, I ain't never worked a job where I had orientation at night. So that was like straight number one, because I'm like, why is my orientation so fucking late if I'm supposed to be a day shift person? You asked me 8 nights. But anyways, I'm like, okay. I told Bae, I'm like, you know, orientation at like 5 to 6. Even he looking like, huh, for what? I'm like, exactly. And so I get there, it's my first day. I come in, first of all, it was awkward as hell. I walk in, everybody just standing around, just looking. You know, of course I'm new, okay, cool, but like, I went to the back and I'm like, you know, hey, I'm Maya, it's my first day, blah, blah, blah. Everybody just looking weird. Even the manager was sitting like,
oh yeah, you're the one that was training tonight.
I'm like, yeah. But the energy was kind of off. And so she was like, okay,
I need you to sign this paper.
I signed out the paper. I don't remember if it was like I think kind of like information paper. I'm over here thinking, okay, so like when I'm new at a job, like I would expect first day for me to be like either looking at computer work, seeing how the job works, or like watching y'all do the job, or filling out paperwork. I literally filled out a paper, and then she's like,
okay, like here's your apron and here's your hat.
Showing me everything. This so-and-so, this so-and-so, you know, talking to them a little bit, get to know them, all that stuff. She's like,
okay, I'm gonna have you shadow.
I'm just gonna call the girl Jasmine.
I'm gonna have you shadow Jasmine.
I'm like, okay. I go up to Jasmine, I tell her, you know, like, the manager told me to shadow you. She's like,
okay,
you know, we can be talking, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm over here thinking, I'm like, this is not gonna last for me. Like, I knew from off rip this job was not going to last for me. Like, I already knew. Like, I'm one of those people, I am a great worker. Like, my last job, you can ask them, like, I was the bomb. I was good. Like, I started off my last job when I was 20, and I started off like taking orders and all, cashier and all that stuff. But like years later, I ended up becoming like a backline person. So I was making the food and stuff, and I was killing it. Like, I was really good at my job. But I don't like being in the front, taking orders, talking to the customer. Like, I could have a conversation with a customer, but I don't like taking orders, because there has been situations where I literally tried to fight the customer. Like, that's a whole nother story time. Like, I literally tried to hop out a window and fight the customer. So I really tried to be in the back, because I know my temper and I know what sets me off. So I'm like, ugh, like, I really don't want to be in the front. But this is the type of job where basically everybody is involved with a customer, because you're asking the customer what they want, type shit. And so after I told the girl, like, I'm gonna shadow you, she's like,
okay, cool, we
get to working, da-da-da-da. But here was my issue. This was strike number 2 for me. I expect the manager or the training person to actually train or manage. And shout out to Jasmine. She actually was teaching me and telling me things, but it was off guard for her, because she didn't even know that she was going to be training me. And I don't like when jobs do that, because I've been in that position before where somebody just threw off a training off me and didn't tell me I was training. So now it's like, oh shit, I have to go by the rules, or go by this, that, and the third. You know, I'm thinking this is a job. Also, I'm thinking this is a job that is where like it's very laid back. They don't really get too much customers. Baby, that job be busy as fuck. Like, and that's another thing that I was like, oh no, like nah, no, because I know how people get when it comes to their food or their product, whatever the case is. So I was like, yeah, no. So, you know, I'm talking like getting to know the staff, and they're like, you know,
are you day shift or night shift?
And I told them, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be day shift, but for some reason they had me here at 6 tonight. And then the manager was like,
like if you were supposed to be day shift, you should have been here earlier because we didn't have nobody here earlier.
And I'm like, yeah, that is kind of weird. Like, I was kind of questioning that. And so, you know, I'm talking to them. They're asking me like, how old are you and all that stuff. The red flags also get to, they ask me what school I go to. I'm like, school? I'm like, baby, I'm grown. Like, at the time I was 25. I'm like, I'm 25. They're like,
what?
I was like, yeah, I'm 25. They was like,
whoa, like you look so young. Like we thought you were like our age.
And I'm like, well, how old are y'all? They're like 16, 17. I'm like, oh no. This is a after high school type of job type shit, bitch. Maybe even late middle school. So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess, you know, I worked my full day. It was like, you know. And mind you, they had me closing too. And I'm like, bitch, last job I had to close, hell no. I don't like closing. I'd rather just open. And so, you know, the end of the shift goes. I asked the girl, I'm like, okay, so when is the next day that I come back? She was like,
okay, I'm gonna text the higher up,
which is the store owner, which was kind of weird to me because I never met the store owner at all. Like, I had to download WhatsApp. That was another thing for me. WhatsApp, bitch. I had never had WhatsApp on my phone. I had to download WhatsApp, and I had to contact the store manager, well, the store owner, through that. So she was like,
I'm gonna contact him and ask him when he wants you to come back.
So then, you know, she ended up calling me like,
hey, this is when he wants you to come back to work, blah, blah, blah.
Mind you, it's the same time that I worked on my first day. So I'm sitting here like, why the fuck do I keep getting these damn night shifts? Like, bitch, what the fuck? And so I eventually end up asking the girl, I said, I'm supposed to be daytime, but for some reason they keep having me coming in at night. And she was like,
oh, he wants you to work on night shift because I think he wants more girls or more older staff at night.
Bitch, if that's the case, why don't, and what you, on Indeed, it said that they wanted somebody for daytime. And bitch, that's what the fuck I said. So why the hell am I coming in at night? And also, if he wanted somebody for night, he should have said that. Y'all should have told me that. You said, am I able to work a night? You didn't say able to work nights. You didn't say that. I didn't say that either. So why the hell am I sitting here still doing all these nights? So I'm like, I'm texting my man. I'm like, they got me fucked up. Like, I know for a fact I'm not going to be at this job for long. Because no. And then mind you, it was starting to get to a point where our me and his work schedules were conflicted, because the job that he was working was a night job. He was mainly working nights, and they had me, I was supposed to be working during the day, so they had me working at night as well. So therefore, mind you, he had to work a overnight job. So from like night to over in the morning type shit. So, and mind you, we had one car because my car was fucked up. So how the fuck do I expect to get to work? Bitch, not matter of fact, an Uber, bitch. I ain't know, bitch, what? Anyways, not saying I'm too good for Uber, but it was just the principle of the situation at hand. So, you know, day number 2, training and all that stuff, it's the same shit as day 1. Shadowing. Like me, I'm hands-on, and I can hear what you said, but I'm mainly hands-on. So I just started, you know, doing a couple of orders and stuff. Before y'all get to getting the cracking, it wasn't no simple scooping ice cream and put it in a cup. No, bitch. We was actually building shit together. Like, that's why it was like, no. And so I think this had to been like, it was like 2 or 3, and I met this one girl. She was the youngest person I met. I think she was the one who was 16. She was, the manager was like,
okay, yeah, so at night we do this to the ice cream, so in the morning it could be like blah blah blah.
And so she showed me how to do it, and she's like, I want you to do it. So when I was doing it, the girl was like,
why are you doing that?
I said, because the manager told me to. And then she went to somebody else and was like,
why does the manager have Maya doing this when that's the manager's job?
Oh, why am I doing your job? And this is I think that at that point it was the second day. And I'm sitting there like, and so also I ended up getting back added to a group chat because that's how they communicate, that's how they send out the schedule, that's how they, everybody's like,
oh, hey Maya, like welcome, all that stuff.
they were very welcoming. And so I noticed a lot of stuff in the group chat, and my thing is I don't like that like picking shit, because I did notice in the group chat they as in certain managers would be picking, like instead of being like, hey guys, just to let y'all know, let's not do this, let's not do that, they'll be in the group chat and be like,
so-and-so is not supposed to be like so-and-so, so what we gotta do is we're not gonna do blah blah blah.
Talk like that. And so after I did that little task at night, it was either the manager or the owner sent in a message and sent a picture and was like,
this wasn't done correctly or blah blah blah.
So me, I don't give a fuck who said what, bitch. If it's towards me, I'ma say something. So I went in the group chat and was like, I did that, I was told to do da 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 da, like, and mind you, it was my first time doing that, so it's like, of course I'm not gonna sit here and do it the best and da 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 da. So when I sat there and said that, then they was like,
oh, it's okay, it was your first time, da da da.
Yeah, because pipe that shit down, because bitch, you're not gonna come in the group chat, because what they try to do is go in the group chat and be like, this is not da 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 da, because I guess they thought one of the other people did it, but when they found out it was me, and they knew I was new, they was like, oh, like, it's okay, like, you're new, da da da, mistakes happen type shit. And so we go on to, I think at this point it was day number 3, and y'all, this is when I really knew. I'm like, my mindset was, okay, I know I'm done with this job. I'm just gonna work my first week work, collect my check, and I'm done. Because I said, I can't do this. Like, it was like non-professionalism. I didn't fuck with the way like the staff was running, because I didn't tell y'all, but basically this was the age gap. So youngest staff member is 16. The oldest staff member is 26, and we're not talking about the manager. We're not talking about the owner. We're talking about the manager. I was the second oldest person on the staff. The girl was 26, I was 25. One guy manager was 23, and I think another manager was like 23. After that, everybody else was like 19 and younger. I'm looking like, I've never worked a job a day in my life where the staff age limit was literally 16 to 26. Like, never in my life. Basically, it's a whole bunch of kids. And I couldn't do that as well, because I'm like, I'm not gonna be working around all these fucking kids. I just cannot. Like, they talking about school stuff. Like, even one night, a boy was like, they was talking about school, and he was like,
what school do you go to?
I said, I'm 25. And they were like,
they was like, 25? Like, that's crazy. Like, he was asking me a question. I just don't believe you're 25. Like, I just can't believe that. He's like looking at me, looking all around me. Like, I can't believe you're 25. Like,
and then I said, do you want to see my ID? Like, I even showed the little boy my ID. I'm like, bro, I'm grown as hell. Like, I don't need to be here. Bypass that. So we're working a shift, and this time I'm working with a manager that they like, the other managers don't like, because they feel like he doesn't do his job. And it's funny as hell, because he has the same name as a manager that I worked at another job that does the same shit. So we're just gonna call him John. And so they're like, oh,
you'll be training with John tomorrow.
Like, this is before this day.
You'll be training with John tomorrow, da 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 da.
And they start rolling their eyes, all this stuff. I'm like, ooh, what's wrong? Y'all know I'm messy sometimes. I'm like, ooh, what's wrong? What's he? They basically was like,
John doesn't really do the job. He gets away with a lot, blah, 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 his eyes. I don't even see why he's a fucking manager. Like, he's terrible. Like,
talking all that cash. So I finally get to the shift working with John. But we start getting to the point to where we're getting busy. Mind you, I'm training. Still don't know shit at all. And there's other staff members. Like, some of them are also new as well, but they've been there for a month. And then there's the ones that have been there the longest. So we're getting our ass kicked, and I'm looking around because my thing is, bitch, if you a manager, you need to be where the fuck we at. I said, where the fuck is the manager? Somebody's like,
he's in the back on his phone.
That man was literally in the back on his phone having outside work crisis, just on the phone talking, like as if we're not getting our ass kicked. Because mind you, there's cameras in the back, so if you're standing in the back, you literally can see what's going on in the front. So I'm sitting here like, I ain't never worked a job where a manager just sat there and left our asses high and dry. Like, never. So I'm like, what the fuck? And so we finally settled down a little bit, and John gets back up there, and he's trying to do control, trying to do his job now. And so he goes on the computer to ring something up, and I'm holding something, and I hand it to the person who told me to hold it for a second, whatever the case was. John looks at me, and he's like,
what is that you just made?
Or something like that. I said, I don't know, I didn't make this. He goes like,
what is it?
What I don't do is that, or popping at the mouth. So as soon as John did that in my face, I literally cussed his ass out. Bitch, I don't give a fuck. Bitch, I don't know who the fuck you talking to, but I'm not the one that dated, like I fucking said, like da-da-da. Like I went off on his ass. Cause I'm like, bitch, like who's you talking to? Like, and so after I said it, like I took something and I like threw it on the counter, because I'm like, bitch, you not talking to me. Like I didn't give a fuck if the customers were standing there right now. Like I don't care. And then after that, like everybody just standing there looking, and it's like, yeah, because fuck all that. And that's what I really knew. I said, oh yeah, I'm done at this motherfucker, because they talk stupid here and they let it happen. They literally let it happen. And I'm the type, I stood up to managers before, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna disrespect us, you're not gonna disrespect me. I don't give a fuck if you have to hire up. I don't care. I do not care. We are all human. We all working at this raggedy ass job. So bitch, who is you talking to? Like what? So after I cussed him out, I went ahead and texted Cal. I said, I'm done at this job. I'm literally collecting the rest of my check, and I'm done. I'm fucking done, because like, no. And so I think I ended up getting 2 checks, because yes, it was 2 checks, because my first check was I guess the day that I started was on a check by itself, because it was like around the time frame of pay week or whatever. I don't know how that shit goes. And then I ended up also getting another check, because that's when I worked the actual week to get a full check. Another thing I didn't like, when you got your check, you literally got a check. Like, it wasn't no damn like, oh, put it in my bank account. No, baby, you got a check. You gotta go cash that shit yourself. I ain't did no shit like that since I was a teenager. So I'm looking like, okay, yeah, I'm not fucking with that. And so my first check, y'all, and I have no problem sharing this. My first check, I think, was about like $50 to $80. But of course, it's like I worked a day, that's why. But I'm like, yeah, no. So I finally, after a while, I finally let them know. I'm like, yeah, because also at this time, I was also working on getting a different job. Like, because I was going to make that one my second job, because I'm like, no, this is chump change. Like, this is not even getting me groceries. Like, this job ain't doing shit for me. I want an extra job that brings the bread in, and I could do this on the side. And so I did go to interviews outside of this job. And I think the reason why I didn't end up landing those jobs is because of the schedule that I was on at that job, working at night. Because there were times where they were like, the jobs I interviewed at, they were like, you know, shifts to where it's like, you know, stores that close at like 7 at night. It was that type shit. Baby, I will go in at the ice cream job at like 6 and get off at 9. So it's like, I could work the jobs that close at 7 at night, but that's basically a whole shift. You know what I'm saying? Some of the jobs weren't like 2 shifts, they were just 1 shift, and that's it. And so, you know, I basically texted the owner, and I told him, I was like, I'm sorry to let you know, but I can't work at this job. It doesn't align with my schedule. and stuff that I got going outside of work, blah, 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 all that stuff. So he texts back. Well, first, I don't think he actually texts back, but after a while, he texts back and was like, basically trying to beg me to stay. Tell me something.
Oh, is there something that I can do? Can I just change your scheduling and all that stuff?
You should have never changed my shit in the first place. You should have had me working when I said I can work, not just putting what you want me to do. And that's another thing I don't like. Like, don't ask me what's my availability, and when I put it on the table, you turn around, you have a problem with it, and tell me, no, you're doing this instead. Like, no. So I basically told him, like, no, there's nothing you can do, blah, 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 you know, or whatever. And so I went in day number 4, let them know, like, yeah, y'all, I basically quit, like, tomorrow, my last day. Like, this one girl, she really fucked with me. She was really cool. She was like,
no, like, I really like you. I want you to stay. Like, can you just work, like,
Like, she really wanted me to stay. And I was like, no, girl, like, I can't. This job ain't doing shit for me. Because even the staff members, they was trying to find a different job because it wasn't doing nothing for them. And I'm like, yeah. Like, we're not making money here. We're not doing shit. And then the way that they try to pop shit and run shit here, hell no. Like, what? And so I worked my day number 4. And then on my last day, I was supposed to work another night shift. But this time I had to work a day shift because I ended up switching with Jasmine, the girl that trained me. She was like,
hey, is it cool if we switched our shifts because
I said, I got you. And I'm like, okay, finally a damn day shift. I worked during the day. It was kind of like night. There was, when I worked on day number 5, my last day, there was this girl. I don't know who she was. She wasn't a motherfucking manager. Like I said, I don't like when people talk stupid or say certain stuff to me. And they're the type of people, if you're doing it wrong, instead of them being like, hey, like, it goes like this, not like this, they'll just be like, this is me making some shit up. Chocolate chips don't go on that. And that's literally how she was. And I'm looking at her, and when I tell you, I really tried so hard to change my life, y'all. We had these utensils. I damn near took that utensil and stabbed her in her fucking neck. Because I'm like, I just don't like that stupid shit. I just tell me, like, hey, that's wrong. Don't sit here and be like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I'm getting to the point, I'm like, okay, I'm glad this is my last day because I'm really about to, Some of the customers were a problem, but it was really the managers. Like, just because you're a manager don't mean you all that. Like, you running kids in here, and that's why they felt like they can do what they want or talk to however the fuck they want. I think there was only one manager who I actually thought was, like, cool, and, like, I didn't want to slap the fuck out of. And that was the one that I met on day number 1. And, like, it was crazy because, like, when I first got hired there, the girl who fucked with me, she was like,
did you get interviewed by
I'm not even gonna say his race. She was like, a blah, blah, blah man. I was like, no, actually, I got interviewed by, I'm gonna name her Vanessa. I got interviewed by Vanessa. She was like,
we do not like Vanessa. She's so annoying. She's such a liar. She's always saying this, always doing that. Da, da, da.
And I could tell because every time Vanessa said something, they was rolling their eyes like, bitch, please. Or I'm like, ooh. And to be honest, Vanessa did give liars. She had too many motherfucking stories. There was only one story that I cared about, and it was because it was about a horse. But other than that, I was like, Vanessa was gonna be a bitch I was gonna slap. Like, and she was so extra and dramatic because, like, the reason why she told me to do the little ice cream thing at the end of the shift, talking about something, she blew her shoulder out of place doing wrestling because she slammed a 300-pound girl. She was aggy. John that I had to cuss out, he was slight, but he was aggy as hell because, bitch, now you made me cuss you out, and now I'm really not fucking with you because you're lazy as fuck, and I had to cuss you out? Hell no. You know, it was my last day. It was time for me to go. Took my apron off. I took my hat off. Set it on our table. Bye, y'all. It was nice working with y'all. Bitch done. Text the owner. When do I get my next check? Oh, you don't get your check until you turn your uniform. I turn my uniform in. When do I get my next check? Okay, just come up there and get your check, blah, blah, blah. Like, they don't sit in the mail. You gotta come up there. Okay, cool. Then, you know, I go to get my, you know, my check. Girl gonna holler some, you know, she found my check and then she's like,
did you turn in your uniform? Because they said,
I said it was back there on the table. I turned my uniform in. She's like, oh
yeah, you're right. Here you go. Here's the check.
You know, buy my ice cream. and was out. Baby, I don't think I've been there since. And it be making me mad because sometimes I be wanting to go get some ice cream from there. But I'm like, I just hope they don't remember my face because, bitch, they had me fucked up. Like, and I know people may be like, but why do they have you fucked up? It's the principle. One, I don't like how y'all running shit here. There should be no reason why y'all are supposed to be training and I'm still not training. It was day number 5 and I still didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like yes, that's normal. Like, oh, day number 5, still don't know shit. But nobody was really training me besides Jasmine. And to be honest, barely that, because she had to do her job as well. So I really didn't get properly training at all. I only can name probably like 2 of the ice creams that was on the menu out of the, at this point, 15, 16, 25 that they had. Like, still don't know how to make some of this shit. Still don't know portionings. Still don't know the names of the stuff. Like, I don't like how y'all talk to people. Like, because y'all think because y'all talking to these kids, y'all could talk to me like that. Absolutely the fuck not. And mind you, I wasn't the only one that quit, y'all. Like, there's other people that ended up quitting too, or didn't just show up. And I fuck with that. Like, I felt that, because no, like, they're not doing shit right. And then to top it off, there should be no reason why I never met the owner. The owner was never at the store when I was at the store. I was supposed to have been met the owner, still never met the owner. I met his wife, and barely that. She was looking at me crazy too. So I'm just sitting there like, yeah, no. And then to top it off, the most important thing that really had me fucked up, even though I knew off rip what it was, but the pay. I'm too grown to be sitting there settling for $7.25 when I literally had bills and responsibilities. These kids, they could fuck with that because they don't have responsibilities, but I had major shit going on. Like I said, this is something to be a side job. This is not something to be my main income. So yeah, no, I'm cool off y'all. Yeah, that's pretty much story time. That's pretty much it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and show support, because support is great. Whoa. Bye, y'all.